It's time for the Steve and Kyle podcast. With Kyle.
Basically, Uncle Sam walked into my house and said, "Hey, time for me to take your money."
Right?
Stole my money right from my hard-earned pocket hands.
Yep.
That's what people say, right?
Is that pocket? You want to try pocket what?
Hard-earned pocket hands.
Pocket. Huh.
And Steve.
So we need to recap your experience with our friend and the only talented musician that we know associated with this podcast. Because if there's one thing Tony knows, it's the audio media. And if there's one thing that dumb piece of shite doesn't know...
How does that feel, man?
Now, here they are, two guys who are living in style, Steve and Kyle.
Never gets old, that piano solo.
As much as I enjoy it, it bums me out knowing how long Kevin MacLeod has ignored us.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, I haven't
reached
tried
out
in a long time, but still,
been a while.
He ignored numerous requests to talk to him.
Well, especially after we did that side-by-side photo shoot where
right.
you look exactly like him.
Right, I'm pretty much Kevin's relative.
Mm-hmm.
And
you could be in the MacLeods.
Oh man, one of the outcasts
of
the disbanded
yeah,
MacLeods.
like they kicked you out before they got big.
Yeah, like that. Didn't you guys talk to him on the side gig years ago? The one guy who got kicked out of AC/DC before they became AC/DC?
Dave Evans.
And wasn't he running like a badass club and you got a certificate in the mail?
Yeah, yep.
That would be me. And but just like Dave Evans, I think everybody would treat it that way, though. I would still try to get my glimmer of financial stability off of that.
Why wouldn't you?
Off of that, right?
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
Because
there's no shame in that, I don't think.
I mean, there's ways to do it. There's, making a book or doing interviews or whatever, and then there's also making a badass club and selling paper certificates on the website.
Yeah. No,
so there's
I think
ways to do it.
I think he is well within his rights to do that.
Yeah, but you see it even with people who are currently in bands. Like, we're big fans of Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band, and little Stevie just released a book.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in it. But he's selling it with Bruce Springsteen, doing PR for him because, outside of stories about, hey, what was it like on set of The Sopranos and E Street stories, is there that much clamoring for a how did you grow up, Steven Van Zandt?
No, but I think he's smart enough to realize that people are such diehard Springsteen fans that they're going to buy it. Like he knows that there's an audience for it.
Tie it to Bruce. And little Stevie, this is backstory of the E Street Band nobody cares about. But Steven Van Zandt left the band for quite a while.
Yeah.
And went out on his own. And he's a talented musician in his own right. So I think a lot of people are curious about those stories, right?
Yeah.
People aren't reading it for, well, my mom was a homemaker. And my dad was a factory worker. Nobody really cares about that. They want in those type of books, and I could be wrong, in any of that type of book, musician, celebrity, actor, you're looking for any type of that dirt.
Yeah, you're looking for the scandal.
Yes.
You're looking for the, why they parted ways. Or
yeah, you're waiting for Bill Allen to write about how he hooked up with Lori Loughlin in '85.
Yeah.
By
the way, he does have a book out, Bill Allen.
What?
Yeah, I think it's called My Rad Life.
And that dude, it's got to be self-published. There's no chance that...
In case you're not familiar, Bill Allen, of course, Crew Jones in the 1986 epic feature film centering around Hell Track in a small town. Rad.
There's no way that someone like Penguin House?
Penguin Publishing, I think, yeah.
Or like Random House.
Yeah.
There's no way that they approached Bill Allen with like a 6-figure up front and said, hey, Bill, the masses. They're clamoring for your story.
How does that work? Because if we say we wrote a book.
Yeah.
It can be self-published, right? We don't have to go through any big publisher.
I would have.
Do we just find someone who will like physically print copies of it?
Yeah, or you can do it yourself.
Yeah.
I mean,
I got a printer upstairs.
You guys had a friend of the show, and I forget his name. I apologize. Got into a bad car accident.
Andy Phelps.
Yeah. Self-published his own. No, that's not in print, I don't believe. That's like Kindle only, ebook.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there is a print version of it or not.
I believe he did that on his own.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
that's true. That's a fantastic read, by the way.
I know. I still have it on my list. I don't buy books on my Kindle very often. But we have had, and this is funny that this got brought up by chance, because we've had a few emails over the last 2 months
about people wanting us to write a book,
about someone wanting us to talk to somebody who wrote a book, and you and I are still trying to figure out why this person wrote a book.
I don't even remember. I don't even know what you're talking about.
We texted about it.
It seems vaguely familiar.
And I don't even know if you could find this book, but I'm not going to name the names.
Yeah.
But it was about essentially a kid who pulled some pranks during high school.
Yes.
And
now I remember.
I read the blurbs, I read everything, and I'm trying to figure out, Steve, why is there a book? And two, what would we talk about with this person?
Yeah.
Because I do take some sense of pride in us trying to, we find some interesting nuggets wherever there are some interesting nuggets, and we have fun with that.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a little bit different on a book, PR tour.
Yeah.
When the book is questionable at best anyway, why it was made. So,
yeah, I wouldn't want to do, like with the couple of interviews we did a few months ago with the various podcast hosts. Yeah. I listened to the podcast first.
Sure.
Because I wanted to be a little bit prepared. But I mean, if it's a topic that I'm not really interested in, or it doesn't really jump out at me, I don't. Yeah.
And I fall back on kind of what those form, in quotes, like kind of the form athlete interviews, where it's the same answers. They're asking the same or similar questions to every athlete they hear. Nobody cares about the answers.
Because you probably know them already.
Yeah, and they've been coached by their own teams to not say anything controversial or anything. Mm-hmm. So in this regard, we'd be sitting here like, what was the funniest joke you pulled?
Yeah. Why'd you pick number 42 when you played football?
So yes, I do think you and I could write a book.
Should we?
Simply about this 5-year podcast journey.
Do you think that we could do it where we dedicate ourselves? All right, we're going to write a 12-chapter book. Mm-hmm. I got 1 through 6. You got 7 through 12. And that is the most that we do coordinating with each other.
Yeah.
So we could end up writing the exact same thing.
Sure.
Complete opposites.
Boy, I think
completely different. Or what we do is
two sides of a podcast story.
We'll call it call it 2 sides to the story, and then we'll fake that we stopped doing the podcast.
Yeah.
And then people will be clamoring to know what happened.
I mean, listen, I have a journalism degree. How's
that serving you?
I enjoyed having written. I don't like saying I enjoy writing because the process of writing can be somewhat torturous.
Yeah.
But I enjoy having it done and being able to see it and looking back on it. I would love to do that. And I already know the style of my half of the book it would be.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What are you going to be?
I mean, I don't want to give it away because, we want to, it's 2 sides.
Right, yeah, I mean, of course. And this is
the podcast story.
And this is going to happen.
I mean, we're getting done with here, and I'm going home to the old typewriter.
Yeah, getting in your writing nook.
And, I'm going to pour myself a nice cappuccino and get to writing on this 5-year tale.
Yeah.
I think I would do it.
That typing on a typewriter just seems so...
It seems laborious.
Yeah, but there's something romantic about it, too.
The clicks. The Yep. Yeah.
Oh, ripping off a page.
Oh, the good old days.
Maybe I'm going to get a typewriter.
You going to get a typewriter?
I might.
I think we should start making a corner of all the crap. And
that we talk about in that low voice where we say, maybe we should get into that.
Anytime one of our heads tilt and we say the word,
oh my God,
maybe.
We'd need a warehouse. We need a warehouse for all the crap. We almost bought an 8-foot wide scoreboard recently.
That was, as of, no joke, 15 minutes ago, still in play.
Yeah.
That we were going to buy a possibly functional, full-sized, 8-foot-wide scoreboard from presumably
a gymnasium.
An arena or gymnasium.
Yeah.
And it fell apart. But that, the old maybe head tilt, we should ... Yeah. We would have a catalog of some really stupid stuff stored away.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be bad. But hey, it is Sunday, October 31st, 2021, the year of our Lord, the Steve and Kyle podcast. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, Steve. It feels weird around here, for me anyway, because I'm a Halloween fanatic.
You are.
And so when the old Bible Belt comes calling and they make trick-or-treating a night not Halloween.
Yeah, that's how they do it around here.
Because under the guise of, kids have school and stuff. Yeah, they also do on Mondays and Tuesdays and Wednesdays and Thursdays, and you don't move those days.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's a direct.
They'll be okay if they're a little sleepy the next day.
And also trick-or-treating's till 8. 6th graders going to bed at 8? Is that normal?
Look, we've talked about this before. This whole moving trick-or-treating to a different day of the week, the trunk-or-treating, the time guidelines. No.
Enough already.
This is when I was a kid, back in my day, you just did it. You go out on Halloween for as long as you want. Right. You start as early as you want. You stay out as late as you want.
I'm jumping off the bus, ripping off my jacket. My costume's already on. Because obviously you had the Halloween parade at your school that morning where you went through other classrooms in your costume.
Now, from an adult standpoint, yes, this is much more convenient. I like knowing that I'm only responsible for having candy for 2 hours.
Yeah.
That is, but I did have a strange amount of anxiety last night. Nearly did the run out to the store at the last minute and buy like 2 extra bags just because I don't want to be the house that
runs out.
I don't want to be the house that gives out the last candy bar to a kid and I see those other kids walking up the driveway and I have to run and shut the lights off real quick. By the way, that wasn't a thing either. Knock on every single door. I don't care if no lights are on and there's a for sale sign in the front yard and the family is obviously moved out. I'm still pounding on the door. And if you don't answer and give me a Snickers bar, I am pissed.
I always adhered to the light on the porch rule.
No.
And
no
I'm
way.
glad you mentioned you had some candy anxiety because I had a different anxiety last night.
Okay.
And for me it was old curmudgeon anxiety, which shouldn't be a surprise to anybody who listens to this or knows me.
Was it can I guess?
Yeah, take a shot.
Was it you had just maybe put down your final fertilizer of the year and you had anxiety about kids walking across the lawn?
First of all, I did have a problem with kids walking across the lawn, but not for mainly that reason.
Okay.
Because I decorate my yard. I have headstones. I have lights. I have things everywhere.
Yep.
And
bodies.
To get a lot of that stuff going, I have multiple extension cords. So I've got, little Captain America and little T-Rex sprinting through the middle of my yard.
Which, by the way, Captain America and T-Rex, coordinate your costumes a little bit better.
If one of you is going to be Captain America, the other one of you should be Falcon. Okay?
Yeah. Or if one of you is a T-Rex, the other one's got to be a Raptor.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Time and a place for everything, kids. Understand it. So part of that fear was, oh, God, they're going to hit one of those cords.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really care about them, but they're going to rip up one of these lights.
Oh, God.
One of the prongs on my cord's going to be bent at a 90-degree angle.
You got to be the guy that's going out and buying a new cord the next day.
Yeah. Oh, little Timmy's got a wet knee. Well, I don't care. My extension cord's ruined. Okay? They don't make...
Where are your parents, kid? What's your address?
So my anxiety...
You're getting a bill.
What street? I know this whole neighborhood. I'll search tax records. I'll find you. My anxiety was, so now I think I've mentioned it, but I do full-size candy bars at the house.
Yeah, you're a high roller.
You go to Costco,
it's probably not that much more.
I'd have to.
Do they jack the prices up leading up to Halloween?
I don't know. See, I bought these like 2 or 3 months ago.
Okay.
So I prepared to make sure I'm not going to get the old Halloween price rate hike, right?
Good call.
And so doing full-size candy bar, word gets out after a while. Mm-hmm. Hey, I heard there were full-size bars here, whatever, and that's fine.
So you want to be, you're gunning to be that house.
Yeah, I mean, and for years ago, I did a haunted house through my garage, so you have to walk through a little haunted house, and I still set the yard up. I dress up. I'm fully dressed up.
Yep.
And hand out candy. But with that, this year was really the first year I felt it. I feel like kids are coming back for seconds. And that does not sit well with me.
So
I live in a subdivision, Steve.
Yeah.
That is gigantic.
Yeah.
It's gigantic. Without going to a main road, you could hit hundreds of houses.
Hundred houses
easily. I mean, you go past a school, down side roads, all the way to a main road. You can come back down. I mean, you could weave. If you're jogging, you could hit, again, hundreds and hundreds of homes.
Yeah.
So don't you dare come back to my house.
Are you talking down to the children now?
Yes. And so here's the deal, because I wasn't there the whole time last night because I took Reed out with Katie trick-or-treating.
Naturally.
So I came back and my in-laws were generous enough to sit at the house and hand out candy while we were gone.
All right.
And a lot of that's because, hey, I'm not just going to leave a bowl out with full-size bars because kids suck. And
they'd be gone.
Steal.
They'd be gone in a minute.
So when I hear a girl later in the night come back like, this house again, and like I'm smiling because I'm like, hey, she remembers it from years past. Mm-hmm. She walks away and my father-in-law goes, yeah, she was here about a half hour ago. And I'm mad.
You chase her down?
I'm mad at myself. I'm mad at her.
By the way, what are you giving away? What full size what?
So full size Hershey's. There was full size Reese's, full size Kit Kats, and then I bought kind of a sour box as well. So there were full size gummy bears, full size Airheads, full size. I forget what the last bag was, but like Nerds Ropes or something like that. Big whatever.
Okay.
So there was a variety, and like full Twizzlers.
Oh, Rutherford's
well.
in there.
No Rutherfords, no Chuck E. C's. I don't think I saw a single Chuck E. C. in Reed's bucket last night, and that disappoints me.
What about the one? Ours. Yeah. The Lucky Billy.
I should have had him on display
on
the table. What's that? Oh, that.
Well, kids.
Glad you asked. You down on your luck? Hate nuts?
Well, in the mood for pretzel, but just a touch.
Have we got the bar for you? Now you take this flyer and bring this back to your folks and tell them about the Steve and Kyle podcast Confectionery Cooperative and ask if they'd like to invest today. Well, what is it?
Feeling a little bit high end? Try the Fortunate William.
Feeling super poor? Here's a taste of the old Rutherford with pine nuts and molasses. What a terrible candy company. So I honestly am thinking now of next year making like a spreadsheet.
So you're going to institute like some kind of a check-in system?
Yeah. I might. You know what? Theme parks have these.
Okay.
Maybe I get a thumbprint scanner. You want a full-size bar? You put your stupid thumb on that scanner every time. And if it comes back with a... Not only are you not getting a candy, I'm stealing your bag of candy.
Did you run out of candy?
No.
Okay.
Now, granted, it ended up being an incredibly nice night here last night.
Oh, it was beautiful.
The wind stopped on a dime in the evening, and it stayed in the 50s. You couldn't have asked for a better Halloween night in the West Michigan area. So I knew it was going to be busy and busier than last year because last year was still, the middle of COVID, really, with no vaccine around, nothing like it.
Yeah, we hid in the basement and ate pizza.
I still handed out candy last year. Yeah. I did the same setup this year where I had a folding table and I would kind of put candy on it and hand it in from there so I wouldn't have any direct
contact.
And last year was a little bit different for me too. I'd found out 2 or 3 days prior.
Oh yeah, that you had the boo-boo.
That I had to have heart surgery. So I knew I could not get
Yeah.
remotely close to sick before this. Because,
happy boo-boo-versary, by the way.
Thank you very much. I did go back and listen to the announcement episode that we recorded a year ago. It popped up on my Facebook that I had shared because I don't like talking to my extended family at all. So I shared that episode to tell my family what was going on.
Get a lot of laughs?
A lot of laugh emojis. My family doesn't like me either, maybe. So I had 90 full-size candy bars.
Wow.
And
High roller.
I usually expect...
I mean, I'm not surprised you've talked about how this pandemic has been very good for
very
you.
profitable. I usually expect 40 to 60, honestly, is probably the most we've ever seen in terms of handing out candy. So when I came back from trick-or-treating with Reed, my in-laws were there, and I kind of looked in this gigantic witch's cauldron that we had, that I had filled with candy bars. And I was like, oh boy, a little more gone than I had anticipated. Had to
Do you
run
think they
inside.
were being? You think they were being heavy-handed on handing out?
I don't think so.
Maybe given like 2 or 3.
So they didn't institute like I did, where they had the candy on the table. But I think I might add a sign next year. One only, or else.
This means you.
Yeah. If you
and you got to do that thing where you take the 2 fingers and point them to your eyes and then to their eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what planet we're living in where it's okay to go to a house twice on Halloween night. Okay?
Yeah.
Because it's not the planet I want to live on, Steve.
It is a bit, let's see, Mom used to say, beggars can't be choosers.
I don't... Well, what if it feels dirty to me, and 2, just to directly tell me that you were here a half hour ago and you're just coming back.
Bold move.
She's lucky it wasn't me there both times.
Yeah.
Because again, not only would you not have gotten a candy bar,
you would have hit them.
I would have hit the kids, slapped the bag out of their hand, emptied their candy into my bowl, and thrown them into the public road where I don't have to worry about any repercussions.
So you knock them down, take the bag. You could probably just take the bag and throw it in the road. There's really no point to dump it into your bucket and then...
You've got to make them remember. So the shove to the ground is important.
Okay. So it's a multi-step process. Then.
Yeah.
Every step is equally as important.
Yeah, making them watch you from their butt in your driveway. Empty their pillowcase.
Okay. Yeah. No.
Into your
no need
cauldron.
to explain. I am back on board.
Yeah, and then while they're still sitting, that pillowcase hitting them in the face, empty.
So it's like they know. You need to make sure that they know that if you wanted to, you could keep their candy.
Yeah.
And you thought about it for a second when you dumped it into your cauldron, then you turned around and threw it out in the road.
I was about to post a poll, but I don't want to phrase it that way, so I need help phrasing it because I don't think...
All right, what do you got?
Well, the initial way I was going to pose it was, is it okay to hit a kid who takes 2 candy bars from trick-or-treating?
Yeah, maybe.
I'm not going to phrase it that. Steve, I have the self-awareness to be able to step back and say, that's not the proper way to phrase this. We'll phrase it a different way. Yeah. But
is it all right to scowl at a kid?
Yeah. Is it all right to... Yeah. But that really bugged me.
Yeah.
That I don't know why, because I've come around. And now years ago, 5 years ago, 6 years, I would have told you, hey, if you're this age and you're trick-or-treating, I'm rolling my eyes while I'm giving you candy. Yeah. But I've since come around. I am able to change the idea. And you see these posts on social media or whatever. Hey, they're choosing to do this. They could be doing something far more nefarious or worse. And also, a lot of kids aren't openly... you can have...
be on
sensory disorders,
right? Or be on the autism spectrum, where social interaction is difficult for them.
Yes.
And I totally get that. So I have done the same thing that you've done. I've tried to be more open minded about it. But we had 2 similar experiences last night. We were getting ready to go out. The kids were getting their, my daughter and our nephew was over, and they were both getting their Halloween costumes on. Mm-hmm. So I was getting the candy all in the bowls set up because we were going to go out trick-or-treating. I wanted to go out. The whole family wanted to go. So we were just going to leave a bowl out front of the house. But in the meantime, a couple of kids were making their way up to the door. So I was opening the door and, giving them candy and everything. And then right as we were about to leave, I'm standing out front with a bowl of candy, and a family of 4 walks up our driveway. So you got mom, dad, 2 young kids, probably 4 and 6.
Cool.
In that
perfect age for that, by the way.
Perfect age.
That's the best age to watch those kids trick-or-treating. The awe in their eyes and being able to see them enjoy it. That's perfect.
So dad's got a costume on too, and I thought, that's
Love
cool.
It.
Way to go, Dad.
That's
like
me.
you're on board. You're out there with the kids. I think he had like a full size, it was like an Eeyore costume. So I was like, oh, that's cool. So the kids come up, trick or treat, and hold the bowl out to them. Yeah. I say, you guys look great. Go ahead, take 2 each. And they said, oh, okay, thank you. So they each grabbed, like, one of them grabbed like M&Ms and sweet tarts, and the other one grabbed a Reese's peanut butter cup and a Snickers. I was like, good job, guys. Have a fun night. Be safe.
Nice variety. Nice.
Yeah. Dad then reaches in and says, oh, man, I love Snickers.
No.
Takes a Snickers and puts it in his plastic bag. He has his own.
Like a grocery bag?
He has his own plastic bag. And then they walk away. And I stood there and thought, okay, I could understand if it was like the little kids, he was holding the bag for him. Maybe the kid was shy, because we had to do that at a couple of houses where Evelyn was just too shy to say anything or kind of hid behind us. So I'd take a piece of candy and put it in her bucket for her. But this grown-ass man, my age.
This ogre.
Yeah,
seriously.
My age. So, again, late 30s, was trick-or-treating.
Wow.
It's a bold move.
That's not bold. That's a jerk move.
Like
not even jerk. That's a lack of self-awareness. And
what are you doing, man?
How rude.
Like, you're an adult. You can go and buy candy.
Go spend $3.69. Buy your 40 pieces of variety pack if you want. So
I was shocked.
I dress up. So I was dressed up last night, walking around trick-or-treating with Reed and with Katie. But
you're not carrying your own bucket or your own bag.
I was carrying Reed's bucket when he was being lazy and wanted to just walk, and then I would give him his bucket before he went up the driveway.
Yeah.
But I was dressed up. I had a house give me a beer.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I like
but
the
I
houses...
didn't go up there and say, no, I'll pass on the beer. You got a Twix.
Right. I like the houses that have taken on that. Like you walk up and there's maybe their cornhole boards are set up and they say like, hey, get a ringer and grab a beer. I think that's cool. I want to do something like that next year, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was shocked. I was shocked at that. So then,
how are you not filled with shame?
I don't know.
Because the second I would walk away with my bag with now 1 or 2 pieces of candy in there, I would be so flushed with embarrassment.
Oh my God.
That I would immediately act like I'm getting it for another kid or something.
Yeah, it would be one thing if when the kids each grabbed their candy, I looked at mom and dad and said, hey, go ahead, grab one too.
Yeah.
And then I said, oh, okay, cool. And grabbed a Snickers bar. Because if somebody did that with me, when we were walking around and, Evelyn took her candy, if person who answers the door says to me like, hey, want a Snickers too? I'd have been like, all right, yeah, I'll take one too.
Yeah.
But to do it uninvited like that, I was shocked.
So odd to hold
I was
out
shocked.
your hand. Oh.
So then later on we got back. So trick-or-treating here was from 6 to 8. We got back around 7:30. Now halfway through, I sprinted back to the house from a couple blocks away just to check our candy situation. I topped off our bowl, went back out, met up with the family again. But we got back to the house around 7:30. So there's still a half hour of trick-or-treating going on. The bowl's getting low. So I was like, all right. We had 1 bag left. And Annette said to me, just put it all out there. I don't want any of this candy laying around the house. And I'm like, perfect, me either. Because I would just be tempted to eat it. Mm-hmm. So I go out there and I fill this bowl up. And it's your standard size bowl that you'd see, for candy, 3-4 inches deep, probably 10-12 inches wide. And there is candy piled 3 times as high as the bowl. And it is like So
you're loaded.
I'm carefully placing pieces back on top because I don't want them to fall all over.
You're loaded for bear.
Yeah. So my sister-in-law, they were leaving last night. So she's like, hey, I'm going to go out and throw the bags in the car real quick. So at about 7:40, this is like 10 minutes after I had topped off the bowl, she walked out, put stuff in the car, came back in, and I was like, how's the candy? She's like, it's still like overflowing.
And it should be said, a lot of people probably realize this, but that 7:30 to 8 is a bit of a dead zone, at least around here, because it's so many young kids and going out.
At that point, it's pitch black out.
Yeah, so parents are home with those young kids. So at that point, you're getting stragglers of the older kids, which is still fine. If you're 10, 12, whatever, come on through, get a piece of candy up until 8 o'clock, like we talked about. We went out until we couldn't go out any longer when we were younger. So
it's
that 7:40 to 8, though, you're probably safe with 60 pieces of candy left over, right?
So at this point, it's like 7:45, and I'm like, oh, I'm great. Got no candy shortage problems here. Well, they went to leave 5 minutes later, and she walks out the front door, and she says, I said, how's the bowl look? She said, empty. So within a 5-minute period, we either got about 150 trick-or-treaters, or some little bastard grabbed the whole bowl, dumped it in their bag, and kept going, which kind of mixed emotions. I mean, I wanted all the candy to be gone, but I was hoping to stand out there and like be the one to dump it in the last kid's bag.
Yeah,
like,
when
hey,
he comes
kid.
up at 7:59 or whatever, all the lights are off. You don't see any foot traffic, and you're like, hey, buddy, I'm going to make your night.
You're going to be talking about this for years. Boom. But the fact that someone else did it on their own really pissed me off.
It should.
Yeah.
Oh, see, this feels like, you know what? I mean, of the way we're talking, I feel like this is a little bit more you coming to my side.
I want to make an announcement.
Okay. I don't know what this is.
I believe it was years ago. This debate has come up many times on this podcast about the ranking of the holidays.
Yeah.
And you are a firm believer that Halloween is a Tier 1 holiday.
Yeah, I have it. I have Christmas, and just for a recap for everybody, I have Christmas and Halloween as Tier 1. And then I will have typically 4th of July and Thanksgiving as Tier 2. In that order, by the way. That's my hot take, is that Thanksgiving is
summer.
Bottom Tier 2, bordering on Tier 3 holiday for me.
We are just weeks away from the end of Hot Take Summer, and you dropped that bomb.
That's right, folks. Stay tuned to your Twitter feeds. Soon, very soon, Steve will come back from Twitter hibernation, where he posts the podcast episode a week.
I even stopped doing an original post, and now I just retweet it because I can't be bothered.
Right, too busy. And he will be coming out from the cave, and releasing his hot take.
Well, once
take summer.
I mean, it's still springtime.
Yep.
So once we get into the summer. Beginning to mid-November.
Yeah. So Hot Take Summer officially ends Thanksgiving this year. So Steve will be making an appearance in the next 3.5 weeks.
Yeah. So I have always been a firm believer Halloween is a bottom-of-the-barrel, solid Tier 4 holiday.
Which is?
Behind Flag Day, Arbor Day.
I don't even know if that's a holiday, but is Flag Day technically a holiday?
I don't know. You're the banker.
Is it, though? I feel like it's not.
I feel like it's one of those things that people...
You've got Indigenous Peoples Day.
Mm-hmm.
You've got Veterans Day.
Mm-hmm.
Of the ones that aren't typically observed, right?
Right, yeah.
Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
Mm-hmm.
Now will be June 19.
Yep.
I believe those are the only funky ones that aren't traditionally observed by most all workplaces.
Yeah.
I don't believe Flag Day falls in that.
But anyway, we digress. Mm-hmm. So for years,
Halloween behind Flag Day.
Solid Tier 4 holiday. I got an announcement to make.
Oh, boy. This excites me because... strap the rocket ship to the back of this because I think we're headed to the moon.
The rankings have been updated a bit.
All right,
just
Steve,
a bit.
If you want to, please recap if you would like to recap your top 3 tiers. I don't know if you can know that off the top of your head.
It's just difficult to be able to do that.
Okay.
Halloween has been upgraded.
Hey!
To a solid Tier 2B.
Why? Oh my God! I'm
solid Tier 2B. I have
I'm thrilled to hear this.
Having a child now.
Yeah.
I get it.
Right.
It is much more fun now having a child to be excited about things like this. So yeah, Halloween, solid tier 2B if you are a young, immature, know-nothing child.
I'm happy to have you on board.
I mean, if you're an adult and you still enjoy Halloween, you're a simpleton.
Feels different than it did like 60 seconds ago.
I don't know. Yeah, it seems the same to me.
Like a minute ago, it was more of like a complimentary thing, and now it's
no
really turned that it's
no. I mean,
not.
Adults who enjoy Halloween, lowest scum of the earth.
By the way, I did put it on the poll. Our how did I phrase it? Our kids who empty a bowl of candy into their bag, inevitably front yard parkers.
Oh, yeah, of course. They're well on their way.
Scourge of the earth.
Well on their way.
I'll say this. Watching Reed, or telling Reed, about 5 o'clock last night, hey, come over here, Grandma and Grandpa, and they're going to come over and see you. And we got to get your construction worker outfit on.
Mm-hmm.
And showing him the vest.
Yeah.
And watching him walk up and him seeing what it was and him start to grin and understand, and then showing him the tool belt. One of the happiest moments you can imagine.
Yep.
Joy.
Man, just walking around, at least 5 times I said to Annette, I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
This is so cool.
We got like a house down as we started to walk. We hadn't even gotten to a house yet. And out of nowhere, he's walking in front of us. He says, I love this.
That's pretty awesome.
Now, I trained him to, he loves Halloween.
Yeah,
because he has to in this house.
You have demanded.
Yeah.
You have high expectations of your son to like only the things that you like.
That's it. Mandatory.
Yeah.
Mandatory.
And I think that's part of your job as a parent.
Yep. You need to ingratiate you into them against their will.
Right. Yeah. I mean, personal interests be damned.
No good has ever come from allowing your child to become what they think they need to be.
No, absolutely not.
No.
That's very well said, by the way.
And that's why Evelyn will be wrenching on the Manchee.
Yeah.
Before you know it.
Yeah. Well, tomorrow's #Manchee Monday.
That is a hashtag. But hey, we are past. We have a couple different directions that we could go here right now, Steve.
We do,
I don't know what we're at time-wise.
We got 22 and a half minutes before we lose Robert.
A couple different avenues we need to explore. One is the fact that Halloween is, by the time people are hearing this, is over.
Yep.
And that officially opens the doors for the holiday season. Boy. Or do we want to talk about the update of all updates for us on a podcast level?
I don't know. I don't think we need to do that quite yet.
Okay, we're quitting. Sorry, did that spoil it?
Yeah, maybe.
Do you have any? Hang on. Let's go back. You got a sound effect ready?
Yeah.
The update of all updates for this podcast. We're quitting. More in coming weeks.
Do we need more than 2 sound effects?
No, those are the only 2 I need. Well, we need the third one for anytime there's an election. The
breaking news.
18-second breaking news are from the election desk sounder that we go to when we break election news here on a recorded podcast on election days. So let's talk about the opening of the holiday season, Steve, because a couple of different things we need to discuss about that. One is your transformation into Christmas guy.
Christmas guy. I'm apparently Halloween guy now, too.
Yep. You're holiday guy.
I'm already... Now, we've documented back in late April, early May, I ordered my Christmas lights.
Yep.
Because
the universally renowned third best time to buy your Christmas lights. Again, best time, day after Christmas. Second best time, Black Friday. Third best time is the first week in May.
Yeah. I'm standing by this decision, too, and I think that looking at it simply from a financial standpoint, I made the right choice.
We found an amazing deal the last time we spoke about this. Yes, that's right. Back in May, on this very podcast, we were discussing Christmas lights.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. You made absolutely a wise financial decision.
I did.
The deal you found.
Ordered on May 5th, by the way, 2021.
Mm-hmm. Cinco de Mayo, as everybody knows, is the precursor to Christmas.
I cannot believe I pulled up the exact lights that I bought. Yeah. Like I went to my orders.
Yeah, so you know the price that you paid.
I know that I paid $12 a strand.
Yep.
For these lights.
That was $12 for a 2-pack.
$12 for a 2-pack. Yes. Yeah, you're right. $12 for a 2-pack. And I think I bought 7 2-packs.
Yeah, you have something like 400 plus feet in this house right now of these lights.
Now, I bought extras because inevitably something burns out. Mm-hmm. You need a replacement. Mm-hmm. And I just wanted everything to be uniform. Yeah. So they were $12.22 when I bought them. As of right now, they're $28 for the same thing. Yeah. More than double.
That's right, suckers. You're all out there listening right now, and you're going, well, I got to buy Christmas lights, and now it's November. Yeah, you do. You know what you're paying? You're paying 250% more than what Steve paid on Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
You were out there pounding Jose Cuervo and Coronas and eating tacos.
I was being a smart shopper.
And Steve was thinking holidays. Okay? The smart one. Now, you're the idiot out here. Now, Steve's going to do over Christmas? He's going to start buying
Cinco de Mayo decorations. So I bought these.
Step ahead, Steve.
So I bought these. Again, 400 some feet of LED Christmas lights. Yes. I went with the soft white. I like the clean look of a soft white. Yep. I'm already regretting the decision though.
For soft, or for the lights?
For the lights altogether. Oh, because last night, as we were walking around and I was in my newfound Halloween glory, I thought, I was looking at some of these houses that have houses fully decorated with orange lights. And I thought, man, it would have been cool if I could find the color changing ones with the app. So that way, like Labor Day, I put my lights up.
Union blue.
And then, of course, Union blue. And then once we get into October, I switch them to orange for Halloween. I'll get into November, then I switch them over to more of a fall theme, like
brown.
Oranges, browns, yellows. Mm-hmm. Then obviously December, it becomes Christmas.
So you could have, in your mind, you're looking at 4-month lights.
Yeah, of course. I mean, and why stop there?
They could be year-round.
And then once we hit maybe, let's see, February, of course, they'll be pink for Valentine's Day.
Right.
March green for St. Patrick's Day.
Yep. And then you got nothing
April.
Really in
April.
April.
April's usually Easter, so I'm sure there's like a pastel setting.
Yeah, like a violet or a light blue.
May becomes red, white, and blue for Memorial Day.
Of course.
June.
Oh, you just look forward to 4th of July.
Yeah, red, white, and blue again.
Save it.
And by that point, it's July. I'm basically
You're almost back at Union Blue.
Yeah, exactly.
So you want to become year-round light guy.
I kind of do. If I can do themes with them, they do make them, I'm assuming, right?
Sorry, I'm just putting this on the poll. Is year-round light guy the trash of the neighborhood?
Oh, come on. Not if I coordinate them with the holidays.
So here's the only problem, I think, with that. And I'm okay. I'm decorate away guy. Love it. People who... And now, granted, you're on the Zach. Yeah. So it's not like you have a ton of vehicle traffic coming by. But boy, when you drive by at 1 p.m. on a Tuesday in June and you see a house decked out in lights,
you're
like, oh, look at this idiot who was too lazy to get up there and take down his Christmas lights.
See, that's why I think I need like LED strip lights that mount like underneath the gutter so you don't even see them.
I'm thinking, or a sign, these are year-round for all holidays. Like, just so you know, just, like getting out in front of it, right? Not being judged.
I'm not super trashy.
Like, just be very vocal when you're walking to, like, you and Annette and Evelyn are on a walk. Be like, boy, I sure do love my year-round holiday lights for every holiday throughout the year. Just to really make sure
everybody hears it.
Like, meeting the mailman as they come by. Like, hey, you like the red, white, and blue? Oh, they're not on yet. I'm sorry. I should have known that. It's not nighttime yet. Yeah, I leave them up year-round for all of the holidays. Just to get in everybody's ear that you're not the trash of the neighborhood leaving your Christmas. Because I think if you get to March, I'm going to give you February. I don't like it, though. If you get to March and your Christmas lights are up, scum.
Yeah. No, I agree. So, again, today is Halloween.
Yeah, Sunday, October 31st.
Tomorrow is November.
Mm-hmm.
It's time.
Yes, it is.
It is time.
Now, we have the pattern that you've drawn up from your roof line.
I'm not finalized on it yet.
Well, we're going to have to figure out a way. Boy, it's almost like a maze, right? Like looking at the maze, but this one we don't really know the end point because there's no set end point. We have to figure out the best way to string these where we're going to have the least amount of overlap,
dead
the
space.
least amount of interruptions.
Yeah.
In terms of...
Now, granted, I bought the caps. I bought the blackout caps. I think I bought like 200 of them.
Plenty.
Which, considering each strand has 50 bulbs, I could black out four complete strands. Is that too much?
I think what we want to avoid, because you have a lot of peaks in different areas on your roof at the estate here.
Yeah.
That...
The turret where the... You know, where we
we got to talk about, do you want to wrap the turret? Do you want to, are you just going to highlight the lookout?
Yeah.
Because
I'm not sure if we're going to do the solarium yet either.
Let's see what we got left.
Okay.
But I don't think you want to be that house that has 60-foot extension cord running from the middle of the top of your roof down. That looks like crap, and you don't want that. If we're going to do this, we're going to do it right.
Well, if anything, there may be an extension cord, but it's going off the back of the house and plugging in like
we're
on
not
the
going
deck.
to see it.
Yeah.
The planning of this is going to be harder than the execution, I think.
Yeah.
Because, again, trying to minimize the overlap and the where we have to backtrack because, that's the way things work when you're going in one long line.
But I also have my big ask, what I really want, one switch activation.
No question. Well, I think if you string it together, which is our plan, is plug in, connect strand to strand to strand to strand to strand to strand.
Yeah.
Throughout the roof line. Now, that gives you that one switch on, but it also leaves us with this idea of having to extra plan to make sure we don't have to have a loose strand over on the left side that we then have to figure out how to get to another plug. We don't want to do that. Man. But it's that time.
I want one switch activation. I don't want to have to like run into the garage and plug in a cord and then run to the upstairs window and plug in a cord up there or turn on a switch somewhere. I want to be able to, because what I want is when the lights are all up, I have it in my head that we're all going to gather out on the front lawn, or Annette's going to be out on the front lawn with Evelyn. And I'm going to be up at the house, and we're going to do 3, 2, 1, and then I'm going to flip it on, and Evelyn is going to just absolutely lose it.
It's the only way to do it. It's the National Lampoon Christmas Vacation
the extension
style,
cords.
Where you have to
but I kind of want
to make a show of it.
I want to be out there. I'm going to have to see if Justin from across the street can come over and
flip the switch.
Plug the lights in for me.
Because you cannot turn them on until that night.
Well, I probably will, but it'll be a test. It'll be testing it out while she's already in bed.
All right. I don't like it.
Am I going to get shame? Are you guys going to come over for it?
No. I have our own house. Don't care about your soft white. I'm a multicolor man. Have been.
But I thought that you were going to help.
Oh, I'm going to help. Absolutely. Yeah.
But so you're going to be there for all of the worst parts of it, like crawling around on a roof.
Yeah, and I don't know if I'm getting on the roof. I'm terrified of roofs, by the way. Peaks and valleys, not a fan.
Yeah, our homeowners is not paid up. So
and once you get to the peak of the top of the estate, if you will, it gets a little dangerous up there.
It's a little steep.
Yeah, a little steep. Are you going to be doing the old straddle the peak?
Probably,
because. Unless you have some of those mountain climbing spikes on your boots.
Probably a bad idea to wear them on the roof.
Yeah, I don't know. The roofs terrify me. Like even getting on mine, which isn't steep and it's a single story home. I hate it.
I enjoy it. I love going up there with a leaf blower and like blowing out the gutters and everything.
I used to, and I don't know if it has something to do with my Achilles years ago.
Yeah.
But I only had a 6-foot ladder. So this was 2 or 3 years ago. My brother and my dad were over, and I was going to get on the roof of above my garage to trim some branches that were kind of getting close to the shingles. And I got to the top of the 6-foot ladder, and I'm like trying to figure out how I'm going to get it. And I turned around and I said, I don't...
6 foot, yeah. 6 foot's not tall enough.
Yeah, I said, I don't want to do this. I don't feel comfortable doing this. I don't want to be up there.
You probably could have gotten up there, but then how are you going to get down?
Right. And you're doing that dangle off, hope to land on the step, and then but you're facing forward, so it's just you and concrete.
But you got like a 9-foot giraffe of a brother. Why didn't you just have him do it?
He did.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
It's the only thing he's good for. Sorry, Robert. I forgot we had joined forces. We're garage floor buddies now.
He jumped up there easy, but now I even have.
Did he just step up there from the ground?
Yeah. He reached and barely had to lift his foot or his leg above knee height,
right?
And he was on the roof.
Yeah,
and I have an extension ladder now, at 20 feet or 16 feet, whatever it is, and I set that up a month or two ago to get up there and do the branches again.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Really?
Not going to get on the roof. Do not want to get on the roof. Huh. I don't. And that.
You getting rid of that ladder?
God, no.
Okay.
You need it though?
No, have no need for it. I have my own, but I don't.
You do have an extension ladder?
I'm always looking for a good deal. You never know when you're going to come across a good deal on a ladder.
Now you do have an extension ladder, so getting up to that
not a problem.
Next level is going to be okay for Christmas Day.
Not a problem.
All right. I'm excited. It's coming. Now, do you have a weekend in mind?
I think next weekend.
Okay, that's a quick turnaround.
I think next weekend is...
Let me check. Check the old calendar here.
Let me check mine too, because I probably should have. It's going to be all week.
I don't know. I got daylight savings time on Sunday, so...
Well, we're doing it Saturday. It's going to be a Saturday.
Yeah, but that's the day before. You got to get ready for it, you know? And then it's my wiener dog's birthday on Monday.
Oh.
So, and then Katie works Monday, and I do too, so... I'll get back to you, though.
Huh. I feel like they're not as committed as you.
No, there's a lot going on. I mean, didn't I just read them to you? But also...
I mean, I'm overlooking my coworker's birthday on Saturday.
I mean, they wouldn't care about yours.
That's true.
But also with the closing of Halloween and the planning of Steve's Christmas display. Now, before I move on, though, very quickly, did you end up looking into any more into like an accent piece for your roof? I know we were talking about... We had two options, I believe, on the table, Steve. One was a Santa and 8 reindeer. Mm-hmm. The other was an inflatable novelty... upside-down Santa's legs wiggling back and forth, stuck in the chimney.
You know, I also like the one, I think I've only seen it once or twice before, where it's like, I mean, it's like the sleigh and reindeer up on the roof and everything, like the whole deal. But the reindeer are all kind of crashed and laying like upside down with broken legs and everything. And then Santa's there with the animatronic beer in his hand.
Have you thought any more on an accent piece for the roof, or are you just going lights for this year?
I think we're just doing lights. I think it's going to be this is going to be an evolution.
So next Cinco de Mayo.
Oh boy. Well, you know what that holiday is all about. That holiday is all about buying Christmas lights.
I think we need to open our Cinco de Mayo episode with, like a
Christmas
music, and then we talk about what Steve's most recent Christmas purchase is going to be for that upcoming year.
It's scientifically, historically proven to be the best time of the year to buy Christmas decorations.
There's no flaw in the plan.
Oh,
but also with that happening, opens up for the 6th year in a row.
Yeah.
The Steve and Kyle podcast, not non-denominational, cloak and dagger.
Let me just double make sure. Let me make sure that you're doing this here. It's the Steve and Kyle podcast. Cloak and Dagger, non-denominational winter solstice gift exchange, the 6th annual. Can you believe it? We've been doing this for 6 years.
I'm excited. I absolutely adore this and love watching it unfold and seeing the gifts arrive.
Last year might have been our biggest one ever. We had 54 people participate, or 53 people. I'm looking at the list right now.
We really need to get almost like all of those stupid 5Ks that have them.
Mm-hmm.
We really need to get some merch.
Yeah, definitely do.
For the gift exchange to show that you were a participant in the 5th, 6th, whatever.
Yeah. Now, we had... so here's the way that this works. Each year, for the last 5 years we've been doing this, you simply send us a message, whether it be Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at Steve and Kyle on all those mediums. if you want to partake in this, it is a gift exchange where you will be randomly paired up with someone else, another listener to the podcast. We will just send you their address. We will send you their name. The minimum or the maximum, I think we've said, is $10.
Was it 10 or 20? I think it was.
Or it might have been 20.
We're just asking. I mean, we're not verifying this. The point I like to make is let's not make this a Michael Scott in the office giving out a video iPod while someone else is getting a handmade oven mitt.
Or like cat socks or something like that.
So we're just asking because we don't want people to feel bad when they're only sending a $15 gift or somebody's sending a $50 gift.
Sure.
That's not the point of this. The entire point of this is this sense of community that we've grown and fostered over the last 5+ years. So like Steve, you were saying.
So all you have to do is just send us a message and say, yep, I want in. And
name and address.
Send
them to us.
Because you don't have to say like, oh, I really want a blah, 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 or I really want this or that.
We're not going to pass that on.
Yeah, exactly. You are going to get what you get. And then we will accept people participating in this for probably 3 weeks or so.
Yeah, we usually close it, I believe, the 1st of December.
Yeah, maybe Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I always get a little nervous those last few days. Because,
especially shipping delays and everything like that.
Yeah, so I like to leave people plenty of time to get those solstice gifts
Yep.
to their unknown friend of the show.
So you basically send us your information. We will reply and say, got it. And then a few weeks later, you'll get a message back from us that says, this is who you've been paired up with.
Yeah.
We ask that you try to get things in the mail latest the first week in December.
Yeah, I mean,
so maybe kind of have it planned. If you know that you're going to participate, maybe make sure that you have what you plan on sending to somebody else ready to go. So when we send you their address, you can just package it up, put it in the mail, send it to them. You can remain anonymous. You don't have to remain anonymous. You can sign a card or a little slip of paper that you put in there.
Yeah.
Say who it's from. It's always fun to see when inevitably people start tweeting at us with the hashtag garbage merch.
Yep.
Garbage merch, what they received from their solstice partner. And
now if you haven't participated in one of these before, you might be thinking like, well, I don't want to buy a gift for a stranger. That is not the point of this. You don't need to know these people's interests.
No.
There's plenty of options. Do something podcast related, whether it's one of the running gags, something related to that on this podcast we've done over the years, whether it's something from where you live that you can pass along kind of your hometown flavor to someone else across the country.
Yeah, your town is known for these great potato chips.
We've had people, honestly, I don't think I've ever seen a message or a tweet from someone saying, I can't believe I got this crap.
Right.
No, that doesn't happen. This is all in the spirit of giving and fun related to this show and the fan base of this show, which has grown and seen this gift exchange climb into the 50s of people, which might not seem like that much, but that's a lot of people volunteering to give a gift to a stranger.
Yeah.
So we want to see this one bigger than ever. That's why we're opening it earlier than ever this year, I think. The first week of November, get those names in early. Send us your name, your address that you want in. We'll put you on the spreadsheet. You'll be randomly allotted someone the last week of November to send your gift to. And let's make this the best one ever. If you're hesitant, get off the fence. Jump in.
Yeah.
This is so much
Water's
fun.
fine.
I love watching these things unfold. I mean, we've had people, there's blankets with pictures of animals and stuff. I mean, this is tremendous. So,
it's a lot of fun.
Please get involved. Again, the 6th annual Steve and Kyle podcast, Cloak and Dagger non-denominational Winter Solstice Gift Exchange. Happy to be a part of this again. And
look, we just love giving.
We love it.
All we do is give. Speaking of which, if somebody wants to give us anything, we do have our eyes on this beautiful timer for the new studio.
That's right. It is gorgeous too. Yeah.
So if you're interested, you just send us a message and let us know. We'll send you the link for it. But of course, we'll play bashful and say, "Oh no, we couldn't possibly."
How dare you?
But if you really want to,
yeah, if you felt like it. But as we have done years past, the staff here is going to participate in the gift exchange. We've got accounting.
What did you get last year? It's funny that I remember what you got last year.
Yeah, it was really. I remember really enjoying it. What
did
I get last year?
You got a book from Donnie Doors.
Oh my gosh, that's right. That's a book still sitting above my microwave in a cupboard that I still have to bust out. Now, granted, I think I told you, not for any reason.
No, of course not. No,
but I was mentioning to you that the book seemed like Donnie might have had an issue with bifold doors because I have some issues with my bifold doors that I went to Donnie for. Donnie does not address bifold doors. I think Donnie is too good for the bifold doors.
I mean, maybe we'll have to look and see if there's like an updated version.
Now that is what a tremendous gift.
It's the same book, and it just has like that starburst on the front that says "Now with bifold doors."
Steve, I don't remember what you got from the member on the staff last year.
I believe wasn't this part of it?
Oh yes, that's right. The Kenny Rogers Roasters face mask.
Yeah, it's been here by my side the entire year.
Tremendous. So yeah, we'll be partaking as well. So get those names and addresses in early. Let's make this the biggest one yet. Let's have some fun here this solstice season.
Yeah.
Again, really, if you cannot do this financially, I understand.
Yeah, it's
there
totally
is no
fine.
pressure to do this. If you sign up and something comes up that you can't do it, also fine.
Not a problem. We'll figure it out. We'll get you covered.
This isn't a big deal. So please sign up. Let's and enjoy this and enjoy the search for what gift you want to give to this stranger, and do not feel obligated.
Yeah,
because I feel like people might feel left out of
but
this.
Feel obligated.
Yeah, but feel obligated. If you don't do this, you're really making them embarrassing.
Yeah. So next week, are we going to talk about?
I think next week's the big podcast.
Next week
update.
is the big update.
Kind of let the cat out of the bag a little bit, but
nah, no, we didn't.
We're quitting.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we are. Yeah, that's it.
We had a good run, though.
Yeah,
we'll talk more about it next week.
Maybe
if we're here.
All right, at Stephen Kyle, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. If you want in on the 6th annual Stephen Kyle podcast, Cloak and Dagger, non-denominational winter solstice gift exchange, we will talk to you next week. See ya.